There's a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek, and now it comes as a wilderness model. I'm Tom Voelk for the Seattle International Auto Show, and this is not just about badging and cladding, though there is a lot of badging and cladding.
Those unclear that it's made by Subaru might check in with an optometrist. The brand that dogs love learned that capability, or at least the visual of it, sells when it came up with Outback and Forester wilderness models. Could BRZ be next?
Including the destination charge, a base Crosstrek retails for $26,300. The wilderness package adds a lot of kit and $7,000 to that price tag. This one with upgraded Alpine green paint, and the only real option package that you can get on this that includes a sunroof and Harman Kardon sound goes for $36,000. If you're cross-shopping, and that's always smart, you'll be looking at Chevy Trailblazer, Ford Bronco Sport Badlands, and Jeep Compass.
Things that make a wilderness, besides the badging, cladding, and more cladding, check out the texture. There's light shielding to protect the powertrain. The revised suspension increases ground clearance a smidge from 8.7 inches to 9.3. The unique bumpers, front and rear, improve approach and departure angles. The matte finish helps keep reflections away, and there's a unique grille and plenty of copper accents. The interior gets some changes too. Those copper accents are happening in here. Heated seats get durable, water-resistant Star-Tex upholstery that should shrug off muddy dog paws. The optional sunroof is standard-sized. The Harman Kardon system is worth the upgrade. Base Crosstreks move with a 152 horsepower 2-liter 4-cylinder. Wilderness upgrades that to the 2.5-liter boxer that punches out 182 horsepower and 176 pound-feet of torque. The continuously variable transmission, retuned for low-speed traction, gets a lower final drive ratio for improved climbing, plus simulated manual shifts. A new transmission oil cooler raises tow capacity to 3,500 pounds from 1,500. SI drive adjusts the throttle and transmission response. Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive adds X-Drive modes to adjust dynamics to better cross the surfaces that drivers want to tackle. Helping out are 17-inch alloys wearing more aggressive Yokohama Geolandar AT shoes, and there are graphics to inform what's happening. There's hill descent control as well. Some of these features are in regular Crosstreks, but Wilderness does add quite a bit.
Since Wilderness only comes with the 2.5-liter engine, it has a decent amount of go power. It'll hit the 60-mile-an-hour mark in about 8 seconds. The athlete in this segment is the Jeep Compass with its turbo engine. It'll shave about a second off that. This naturally aspirated 4-cylinder doesn't hit its power band sweet spot until around 5,000 RPM. This is something that enthusiasts might notice. Mainstream buyers, not so much.
The flat boxer engine, mounted deep in the engine bay, helps to lower the center of gravity, so the Wilderness bends around corners without feeling tippy, unless pushed overly hard. The steering effort is on the light side, though not overboosted, with a moderate amount of understeer.
I've not driven the standard Crosstrek, but I have to believe that it and the Wilderness here have very similar driving dynamics in the city. This is great, but on the highway, there is a smidge less stability, and there's a little bit more road noise because, the raised suspension and the more aggressive tires. It's very livable, though.
I noticed some wind noise at highway speeds over 70 miles an hour, but less than Bronco Sport Badlands, and chances are owners will have gear on the rack.
Even if you get the standard Crosstrek with the 2.5-liter engine, the Wilderness is going to be less efficient because it's raised up, it's got a different final drive ratio, and it's got off-road tires. The EPA rates this at 27 miles per gallon. That's 2 less than the standard Crosstrek. That's not bad.
I spent most of my time with Wilderness in the burbs because I believe that's where most Crosstrek miles will happen. This might be bought for style alone, but for those who go exploring, Let me tell you about my trip from Seattle to Ocean Shores, Washington. Now, my wife and I are meeting friends there. Folding down the seats, there's plenty of room for all of our gear, including our guns. I'll explain that in a minute. This 150-mile trip is a great time to check out Subaru's EyeSight system that relies on 3 cameras. Lane keeping is pretty good. It takes gentle curves confidently. After 10 seconds or so, it wants hands on the wheel. The solid adaptive cruise control helps drivers relax. It also includes automatic emergency braking with pedestrian and bicycle detection. Road noise was on the lower side considering the off-road mission of the wilderness. This is the highway fuel efficiency that we saw on our trip to the beach. It easily hits the EPA estimate. We're here to go razor clamming. This is a razor clam.
It's a beauty.
It is a beauty. Put her in the bag. They can be pretty large and very tasty. To get to the best locations, you'll want to go where other people aren't. So we head on down the beach quite a ways. I don't need the wilderness as ground clearance here, but the X-Drive mode comes in handy, especially when the sand gets soft and deep. Also, to get these shots, I mounted my camera to a friend's Subaru. We have no problems getting to the good clamming spot.
Now, if you look down at this little dimple here, it means that very possibly there's a razor clam there. So what you do is you take this razor clam gun and you dig down, and hopefully, oh, there you go. Razor clam. We're eating good tonight.
If you want to know how the wilderness does in more rugged conditions, Ryan Douthit of Driving Sports beats up on this very same vehicle on his dedicated test track. He does an excellent job. You really should check out his channel and this video specifically if you intend to push your Subi hard. A couple observations about the interior. For an affordable off-road vehicle, it looks decent in here. This is the only colorway. Door panels have some personality. The driver's chair gets power. Passengers will be adjusting things on their own. The expected storage nooks will be found all around. The center console is deeper than usual. Plenty of room for your jerky and trail mix. Subaru's Starlink interface gets a bright, clear screen as large as an iPad with a few welcome hard buttons. Most tasks are done on the screen, though. The layout itself is intuitive. The Qi charger did a good job of juicing my iPhone 13 Pro. We used wireless CarPlay a lot during our trip. There's Android Auto, too.
Crosstrek is on the compact side, but it has a usable back seat. I'm 5'9", and I've got a solid amount of head, knee, leg, and foot room. Now, when I'm getting in and out, I do need to watch my boots, but those are on the big side. Getting car seats in and out shouldn't be a problem. Phones can be charged, but there are no adjustable vents. This is a handy step to access the roof rack. The cushions are comfortable with good thigh support. The bench is wide enough to get 3 average-sized adults in for short trips across town, but really, you're going to want to keep it to 2 back here, especially if somebody's drinking hot coffee and folding this down.
Very happy that there's more than a repair kit. Physical spares are a must for off-roading. Bag hooks and a spot for big water bottles are in the Subaru spirit. It's easy to drop the seat backs from the billboard bumper and easy to see how Crosstrek swallowed up our bulky beach gear without any issues. There's 55 cubic feet to fill. In normal mode, it measures out at 20 cubic feet, which is still decent. The standard Crosstrek is plenty capable for nearly anyone that wants to get to the good mountain biking trails. The wilderness is for those that want to tackle tough terrain. It's at your local Subaru dealer now. Head on over the river and through the woods for a test drive. For the Seattle International Auto Show, I'm Tom Voelk.